Good morning this morning, and welcome to a Jeremiah Smith opens up about a lot of things, including Julian Saying and the rivalry with the team up north edition of the OHIO podcast. Do us a big favor this morning. Smash that like button. We surely do appreciate that this morning. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. If you're not, go ahead and do that right now. Sub it. Do it. It's free, cost you nothing. Just a little, that's all it takes. And you help the channel out immensely. Ring the bell, get notified every time we go live. And of course, put a comment down in the comment section below. Let us know what you think about what we think down in that comment section. That'll help us out as well this morning. Just got done with my 1.6 mile walk this morning. Some of you have been asking if I've been keeping it up. Yes, I have. This fat guy's trying to get a little less fatter before vacation, and then, of course, for the college football season coming up. So we're up to 1.6 miles now, so about a little over halfway to a 5K. So, anyways, we're chugging along with that. Let's dive right into it this morning. Jeremiah Smith, yes, a couple big comments he made. He had an interview with the Athletics' Manny Navarro. And in that interview, he dropped a couple nuggets that we're going to talk about. First one about quarterback Jeremiah Smith. When asked about Jeremiah Smith, or when asked about Julian Saying, excuse me, it is in the morning. Just had a little sip here. But when asked about Julian Saying, this is what Jeremiah Smith had to offer. He said that arm is different. He can make any and every throw, just a smart quarterback. Like me, he's a little quiet. He's starting to come out of his shell. He's definitely going to be a guy. It's going to be scary for opponents. Now, some are saying that Jeremiah Smith has let the cat out of the bag, that Julian Saying is indeed the starting quarterback at Ohio State. That is not what Ryan Day has announced. That is not what any of this coaching staff has announced. I'm sure Julian Saying is preparing himself like he is going to be the starter. He's competing to be exactly that. But at the end of the day, is this just Jeremiah Smith maybe putting his stamp of approval on Julian Saying? Is this Jeremiah Smith saying, I want Julian Saying to be the quarterback? Is this Jeremiah Smith letting everybody know who's really in the lead in this quarterback competition between Julian Saying and Lincoln Keenholz? I think at the end of the day, this was Jeremiah Smith answering a question about Julian Saying. That's what this was. This wasn't Jeremiah Smith doing some kind of mental gymnastics to let the world know what's really going on behind the scenes. If you're like me, and I've been saying this ever since I went to the spring game and watched these two guys throw in person, I think Julian Saying is going to be the starter in 2025. I've been saying that since the end of last season. That was confirmed in the spring game for me. And until I see otherwise or I'm told differently, that's exactly who I'm anticipating being the starter in 2025. So I'm not surprised that Julian Saying made these comments. These are no different than the comments that the coaching staff was making a year ago about Julian Saying at this time when he showed up on campus and he wasn't competing for a starting position. He has tremendous arm talent. The ceiling is very high for Julian Saying. There's no doubt about that. And so I'm not taken back by these comments. I'm not shocked by these comments. This is exactly what I would anticipate someone like Jeremiah Smith saying about the potential of Julian Saying being the starting quarterback. What I am excited about is the fact that Jeremiah Smith is finding his voice as a leader. And I think that is really important, especially going into this season, that your best offensive player shows that leadership not only in the locker room, not only with his actions, but also finds his voice as a leader. And I think that is going to be incredibly important and critical for Ohio State's success in their attempt to get back to a Big Ten championship and their attempt to beat that team up north, which we will talk about in just a minute, and their attempt to get back to the college football playoff and maybe even repeat as national champions. And boy, oh boy, doesn't it feel good to wake up this morning on July 2nd of 2025 of the year of our Lord and still be national champions. Tastes like victory this morning, doesn't it? That being said, that is my take on what Jeremiah said about Julian Saying. I'm not looking into this too deeply. I'm not overreacting to this. I think that they are going to prepare both Julian Saying and Lincoln Keenels going into fall camp here at the end of this month. That they will be both competing for the starting position because, like Ryan Day has always said, and like he will continue to say, you're going to need two quarterbacks in this era. Being able to have a guy be healthy and play for the entire season is a rarity in this sport, especially with the number of games that you're now playing. You're no longer just playing a 12-game season unless you're not very good. You're expected to play beyond that, and that could be as much as high as 15, 16 games now. And so you need depth at every position, including the quarterback position, which is why I think Ryan Day has played this to played his cards close to his chest when it comes to the quarterback position uh, this whole time. He doesn't want either one of these guys to lose out and then jump in the portal. And then you have a backup who is a true freshman in Taven St. Clair, who he wants to develop for at least one, if not two seasons before he's asked to be and compete for the starting position, hopefully in 2027. That's the plan. So, that being said, I understand what Coach Day is doing. I understand what Jeremiah Smith's doing, but I think he just answered a question about Julian Saying, and of course, everybody wants to overreact to it. Don't overreact. Again, I think Julian Saying's going to be the starter. I'm not surprised, but this was just Jeremiah Smith answering a question. All right, his second quote when talking about the team up north. And Jeremiah Smith says the quiet part out loud, and I love it. I absolutely love it. Now, I'll also say this, guys, about this. Jeremiah Smith is basically saying what all Ohio State fans think and feel. Plus, it is important that we finally address what I think has been an issue at Ohio State under Ryan Day when it comes to the game. We have taken it's just another game, it's like any other game on the schedule approach. And last year, that ended up absolutely being true in the grand scheme of things. However, we all know it's not just another game, it is the game. It is the most important game on the schedule in the regular season. And it will forever be that way as long as people like myself and my co host Chris Wilds and all of you who are probably watching this video want it to be that way. Will it eventually change down the road? Maybe someday. But right now, it is still the game. It is still the most heated rivalry in all of college football. It is still the scum from up north. And until any of that changes beyond where we're at, although some of it has started to change a little bit, it'll still remain the most important game on the regular season, on the schedule in the regular season. That being said, I love what Jeremiah Smith says when asked about losing to the team up north. I'm not a sore loser, he said, but I hate losing. And losing to that team up north was pretty crazy. In the end, I think it really helped us play the way we did in the playoffs. Again, this is something we've all been saying, and he said it out loud. So again, confirmation, right? But I didn't want to go to Ohio State and lose to that team up north. I just hate them. Just something about them. For the next 2 years, I promise you, I will not lose to them. I can't lose to them in the next 2 years. My gosh, my man, Jeremiah Smith, you, brother, are our Buckeye of the day, Buckeye of the week, Buckeye of the month for that, man. This is what I need the coaching staff to start to say out loud. I don't doubt that they don't feel that way. I believe they feel that way. I believe that emotionally in their minds and how they think about that team, that they believe that. But Ryan Day and this coaching staff, for the most part, have been afraid to say those things out loud. Woody wasn't afraid to talk about them. He'd talk about his hate for them, talk about how much he wanted to beat them. Woody wasn't afraid of that. Bo Schembechler wasn't afraid to talk about his disdain for Ohio State after he went there. There was that mutual hate but yet respect for one another. Jim Tressel wasn't afraid of addressing that from day one. Day one, when he grabbed the microphone, he addressed it. Urban Meyer was never afraid to talk about his disdain for the team up north. Neither should Ryan Day. He should talk about it, and he should talk about it in this light, just like Jeremiah Smith did right there. I love it. Let me highlight it again. I just hate them. Just something about them. Yeah, exactly, 100%. Jeremiah Smith is the flag bearer for how this fan base feels about that fan base, about that team, about that program, how bad we want to beat them, how much we want to make sure that we right the wrongs from the last 4 years. And so it is important, it is paramount in my mind that Ryan Day publicly says what privately is being talked about behind closed doors. It's not just another game. It is the game. It is the most important game on your schedule, that out of those 12 games that they post and you can sell tickets for, it is the most important game on your schedule. It's more important than Texas. It's more important than Penn State, despite what the national media says about Penn State being the favorite in the Big Ten, despite what the national media says or Paul Feinbaum says about Texas being the darling to win the national championship in 2025. Despite any of those things, the game against the team up north is indeed the most important game for Ryan Day and this Ohio State team. What I'm about to say might be a little bit controversial, but I still think it's true. Ohio State loses to Texas. Ohio State even drops one to Penn State at home, but yet they beat the team up north. They still go to the college football playoff. However, if they lose to the team up north and one of those other two teams, or both those teams, they're probably not going. They need to win that game this year. It is one of, if not the most important game on this schedule. And in my opinion, it is the most important game on this schedule for Ryan Day and this team. And I love the fact that Jeremiah Smith isn't afraid to talk about it. Neither should the coaching staff. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. I appreciate each and every single one of you. Hit that thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Another Big Ten preview is going to be on its way to you guys tonight. Tonight, you will all get to hear about the Purdue Boilermakers from our good friend Dylan Kuhn over there at the Boiler Express podcast. They will be joining us. He will be joining us to talk about the Purdue Boilermakers and their outlook for the 2025 season. One of the opponents on our schedule again this year. All right, guys, remember, be kind to one another. I owe someone's OH. Sing Carmen Ohio with all your heart. Till next time, you all know what to do. Go Bucks.